Hello, and welcome to my fourth episode on how to be a better Rust electrician. In this episode, we're going to be going over early game progression and pretty much like what your first step should be, you know, to designing your entry electrician circuit, right? Because you're going to find yourself in the beginning, you're going to be very hard capped on certain resources, such as you're going to need gears for wind turbines. You're going to need you're going to need tech trash for batteries, solar panels, all that jazz. And especially when we talk about certain comps such as tech trash can sometimes be very hard to get your hands on or very easy to get your hands on. It really just depends. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is, set up your initial electricity gathering system. And anybody that has been watching my channel would probably say, oh, we need a battery and an E-core, but actually, we're going to skip that. We don't need a battery to start off. And the reason being is because we want to save all the tech trash we can accumulate because we're going to need to build solar panels and all kinds of stuff. And certain batteries, like for example, when you're in tier one, you might not have a tier two workbench. So there's really not a point in building small batteries whenever you could just build a neat capacitor. Go ahead and save the high quality metal because you can use that for solar panels. Same thing with whenever you do get your tier two workbench, you can use that tech trash to build solar panels. So instead of building one large battery, you could build two solar panels, and that's 40 electricity being added. So the first thing we're going to do is, and what I've built here is just a basic little shell of a base, a little, the holy 2x2 with some honeycombing. Except some of these walls I've knocked out and I'm leaving them open for electronic components. But let's go ahead and build a knee capacitor. And the way a knee capacitor works is it exploits a bug in the game where a microphone has a power in and an audio out, and the game thinks that the audio out is a different power signal than the power in. And so you can send this audio out from the microphone into a splitter, and then from that splitter, route that into a combiner, and you're basically looping your power back around and adding it onto itself and pretty much storing it inside of that root combiner. So to get started, we're going to need a root combiner. Let's go ahead and just add two to make this a little easier because you're probably going to build two solar panels. We're going to need an electrical branch, and we're going to need a microphone. This does require that you have the voice props DLC, but if this is, I would definitely pick up this DLC if you do not have it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our microphone. Oh, I also forgot the splitter. And then next, we're going to come in here and we're going to put our two combiners down. And we're going to add a branch. And then we're going to add a splitter. See if I can find a spot it'll let me. There we go. And so the way this is going to work is we're going to wrap this combiner into this one. Send our second combiner up to our branch. We're going to send our power out from our branch to the microphone. Come on, there we go. And then we're going to take this audio out and send it back up to this splitter. And then from here, we're going to wrap this back up and we're going to send it into our combiner. So now, if I were to give myself a couple solar panels, let's see, here we go. And we're not going to route the wire prettily just because we're trying to show off what we got here. But if I were to take these and we come back down to this root combiner, you're going to notice that it's constantly growing in electricity. And the reason being is because, again, we're sending our electricity through. Anything that's not being taken by our circuit, this is where you put your circuit. So if you had a circuit demand, let's just say 20, we would route off 20 power. But you'll see we'll send the other 20 up, it goes to this microphone, and then in here we convert it to an audio signal, route the audio signal to the splitter, send the splitter up to this combiner, and we just kind of have this little capacitor effect. Do not be confused. This is not infinite power. You can only take out what you've put into the system. So, for example, if we had a power demand of 60 Rust watts, right now we have 40, it would run the 60 Rust watts, but you'll see soon enough that it'll just kill itself and turn off. But this right here is going to be your battery. Don't waste your time building, small batteries or whatever. I mean, that's 5 high quality metal. That's a lot in the early game, whereas for our branches with this 200, there's 100, 200, 300 power or frags plus what a microphone stand. 75, so it's about 500 or 475 metal frags for all of this. I mean, a splitter is actually 100, I believe it is. Yeah. So, I mean, this is 475 metal fragments, which is a lot easier to get your hands on than 5 HQM. And you only need one of these, and you don't have to build any more of these. You should be good. You could honestly keep the knee capacitor for the rest of the game. You don't even have to build batteries. But it's nice to build batteries with knee cores because if you have friends that aren't well versed into electricity, because you might have to, come over here and disable the circuit. And keep in mind, whenever I did that, you see it just erased all that electricity out. But you have to come in here, disable the circuit. So really, you'd actually come in here and set this to like 1, and then you would wait for it to power back up and get to a point where we have enough power in it, and then you'd come back up here and set it to 20. So that's the only thing about these capacitors. Same thing too, whenever the server restarts, it deletes all this electricity, whereas batteries don't. So keep that in mind. But anyway, after we built this, we're going to be running off this for a while. We might even put, a couple furnaces down. We might put some lights up, all that jazz. But eventually you are going to want to move to a knee core. I don't know why I'm trying to type knee core in like it's an actual thing, but let me go ahead and get my components real quick for this. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and build our knee core like normal. So we're gonna 1, 2, that bad boy right there, put that right there, put that right there. Oh, I also forgot my blocker and combiner. Just wire this up real quick. Come on, you son of a bitch. There we go. Is everything here wired up? Yep, everything's wired up. Okay. So now we can come in here with our battery. Hook this up real quick. Of course, if you do build a knee core, you're going to want to, build more than one battery, but just for the sake of, getting this running, we're going to wire it up. All right, so now that we have our knee core built and we have our little capacitor here charging, you'll see we have some electricity in it. We're just going to pretend this is a lot more than it really is. But anyway, we want to transfer that electricity to this battery because we just don't want to throw it away, right? I mean, we're going to be taking a 20% hit on it, but it's better than just letting it go off to oblivion. So what you can do is unhook right here this root combiner where you have your solar panels. And so what we're going to do is unhook that so we're not sending any more power in, and then take one of your power out 3s. You can send this in right here. Oops, why is it not letting me send it? There we go. And you'll see it immediately turns on. We're sending a whole bunch of power, and then boom, all the electricity's been sent. And you can see we only added 2 to our capacity, but it shows you we're releasing the energy from within the capacitor into the battery. And then once you're done with that, you can pick all this up. If you're lazy and don't want to rewire up all these solar panels, so I had you hook it up to a different combiner, you can just do that. I mean, you'd probably do that anyway. But now we've hooked this up. We still have this going. We can come in here, set our power to 20, and then boom, we have our knee capacitor hooked up. But you can also take this microphone stand. And then from here, you just add more batteries. So second, third battery. I'd even put a 4th one down here if you're going to do them boom in pairs. So you do 1, then hook up 2, and then go from 2 to 4. And then from there, you would hook up all your different circuits. I'd recommend first, I would do some furnaces. You can even begin your furnace circuit. So, I would come in here, grab, like a splitter, some furnaces. And I would just build 3 at first because this alone is going to be 10 power. And what you could do is start beginning to build your 9 for, but just do the 3 for now. You can even put this on your capacitor because it's 10, but we'll just put it over here. We'll just say this is our only circuit, you know. But we could come in here, set this to 10. Then we can come in here and actually turn all these on. Why are you not going? Oh, excuse me, I forgot because it's more than that. We need to have 12 because we consume 2 power going through these 2 items here. So anyway, should be able to now. Yeah, there we go. We can just turn these on, you know. At first we'll just be hand smelting our metal, getting all the metal we need, and then we might come in here next and hook up, you know, sorting. You can sit there and just add on, and this is pretty much how your progression is going to go. First, start off with a neat capacitor, just start charging it. I mean, that should be the first thing you do, just so you can start accumulating power in it. Keep it going, add stuff to your circuit whenever your, you know, power demands whenever you start getting to the point where you have enough tech trash where you can actually invest in some large batteries, then you can go ahead and build you an E-core, set it up so you're efficiently using your power. Make sure to discharge your capacitor into your battery like I showed you by just taking one of the outputs on the splitter. And then from there, it's just like normal progression. Keep adding and adding and adding, add more batteries, all that jazz. Anyway, I know that this is a short one. Oh, well, shit, 13 minutes actually wasn't that short. But anyway, this is my video for today. Let me know if there's any more questions that you want me to answer about the neat capacitor and this and that. If a lot more people want to see the depths or understand the inside workings of how a neat capacitor works, just ask in the comments and like and subscribe if you like the video. And thank you for watching. Bye.